Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We in the building. Got my brother coming through. Had to throw his jersey on. You know what I'm saying? What up? What up? What up? What's good? What's good? What's good, Major? What up? Sir, had to throw the jersey on. Yes,
What
sir. Yes,
up?
sir. Yes,
What up,
sir.
my guy? What up?
How's everything?
Man, just trying to maintain out here. How's everything with you down there? You down in OKC?
Yeah, yeah. I'm still in OKC. Got the fam out here with me. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Li-
Yes, sir.
family man, living life right.
That's all we can do. That's all we can do. You feel me?
I hear you. Can you hear me all right? Or
Yeah, I can hear you. It's a little
uh
lag on your side. I don't know if it's the Wi-Fi or what.
yeah, let me try something.
You know, I had to
Hey,
rep and put the jersey on. You feel me? I had to throw the 31 on real quick.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Had to
Need
throw it
that.
on real quick. Yes, sir.
Last time I seen you it was a hostile environment.
Man, it was a scary environment the last time we saw each other. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
that wasn't it. That's for sure.
Definitely wasn't, man. I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous, man. That next morning, man, I was nervous. When I woke up, seeing all the testing and everything like that, I was panicking, bro.
Oh, because we dapped each other up. You thought you had it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, we dapped each other up.
Ah,
Yo, we dapped each other up, but then at the same time, we also, gave like a little embrace. You feel me?
yeah,
So I was
yeah.
definitely nervous. I was like, oh, here we go.
You better take that home with you, killer.
Yeah. I was like, man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was definitely, I was panicking. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that was a hectic situation. To be honest with you, I had never seen an event happen like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was scary for sure. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't know, you didn't know any symptoms. You didn't know what the we didn't know any information at that time. You know what I'm saying? But we were there for history. We were there for history.
Yeah, as you would say, however you would say, patient zero with either group. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Especially in the professional world, because it just seemed like after that the league shut down, and then everything just shut down. You know what I mean? It seemed real crazy, man.
nah, it definitely was, man. That was a situation I definitely don't want to be a part of again, and I hope we never get in that position again. You know what I'm saying? Because it was definitely scary not being in the know. You know what I'm saying? You go with a routine so much, but then not being in control of the situation. You know what I'm saying? That kind of caught me off guard. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure it caught you off guard as a player because you was out there warming up. You was ready to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, for sure. It's I mean, obviously that had happened, right? And I feel like as a country, you got to move on from like how it started and go off what we know now. But even going forward, it's like they're gonna, you know what I mean? If they let you in facilities like, obviously people are gonna do what they want to do, right? If I could find a
Yeah.
facility where I'm at, I'm gonna go use it. And if I'm comfortable with being around people, then I'm gonna be around them. But
Yeah.
the NBA sort of has to hold itself to a higher standard with like protocol and wear a mask while you're in the facility, and then who's ever rebounding for you has to wear a mask. Where it's like, do they have to do that for the simple reason that if something does go wrong, they need to have all their bases covered? Or is
Yeah.
that just, you know what I mean? Whereas is that like too much? Because I mean, all of us have been up in our spots for a while now, like social distancing, like doing the right thing. So what's wrong with us as like, I mean, and some scientific person might be like, well, that's a stupid analogy, but it's like, how long do we have to be wrapped up, or how long we have to be like away from other people to at least when we're around each other to act normal? You know what I mean? Because like
Yeah.
you with your family and like they may go to the store, but like you still like within distance of, you're not 12 feet
Yeah.
away or
Now you right, bro. You right. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, my sister can go to the mall. Well, not the mall. She can go to the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? And she can go and grab something, but then come back and and you know she could have it or something. Anything could happen. You know what I'm saying? So I think you know they need to be safe than sorry. That's what the league needs to do. You know what I'm saying? And you got to put the players' health before the wealth. And that's what one thing they really need to do. And we know how it is. We know how it is. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, yeah. I was about to say,
yeah,
I don't know if that will ever be not just the NBA, but just the way people think. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. Because I mean, my thing is, if they rush you guys back, then all of a sudden, say y'all go to Disney with your families and everything, like everybody's saying or whatever. Then they rush you guys back. Everybody has to be tested again. Everybody, you got to continue to test constantly because you got to make sure that because if one player has it and somebody else contracts it, then it's just gonna be all y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be hectic. You know, so they gotta be safe than sorry, and definitely gotta practice that social distancing. You know, so it's
Yeah.
it's it's a situation that you know we're gonna find out. Obviously, I know they're gonna give an update within the next week or so. Adam Silver and stuff. So we're gonna find out a lot more. But honestly, I'm focused on what your well being is as a player, as a human being, and just as you know somebody that I vibe with. You know what I'm saying? I just want you to be able to be safe and not sorry. You feel me? So definitely
For sure.
take care of yourself, bro, because I know with the money and everything that you know and everybody they want to get paid. You feel me? So I get it.
Yeah, nah, for sure. I think honestly, like I really think we're gonna come back and play. I really do. I think they'll just push the season back and we'll get back to playing. But it's gonna be tough. It's really gonna be it's gonna be a challenge, but um, you know, I think they're gonna find a way to do it. I think eventually they'll come up with a playoff format and let us know how they think we're about to do this and where. And I think that we have a phone call Friday with
Okay.
the league, so that should tell us a lot.
Yeah.
And once we know that, then it'll be easier to go forward. The toughest part is just being like held hostage, like mentally and physically. Like your whole life, you've had to prepare for a moment or this. Never like, I don't know when, I don't know this, I don't know that. It's like
Yeah.
you just don't know what to be ready for. And mentally, it's exhausting because one day it says one thing, another day it says the other, and then you can't live a normal life outside of basketball. So it's like you're
Yeah.
consumed by the depressing fact that you can't play basketball, but then the depressing fact that you can't even go out and lead
In
a
the
normal
public.
life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's just the toughest part. I mean, everybody's going through something, but
Of
that's
course.
the toughest part.
Nah, I got you. I got you. Well, let's just lighten up the mood a little bit. You feel me? Let's get
Facts,
into it.
facts.
You know what I'm
Let's
saying?
talk about
Positive vibes only. Positive vibes only. You feel me?
good vibes, good vibes.
Facts. Facts. I want to just speak to you about how the upbringing and how your upbringing was in Massachusetts, man, and just how you got on the scene out there. You know what I'm saying? Because I actually the first time I heard about you was through the Expressions through their team Expressions team. So when they put their team
Yeah,
together with Todd and all them, you know, that was the first time I heard about you. But
yeah.
just talk about that whole upbringing you had in Massachusetts and just speak on that. And also, who are some of the best ballers that you or good ballers you've been around in Massachusetts that you definitely came up with?
Um, so growing up, I obviously grew up in Methuen, Massachusetts. It's 20 minutes, 25 minutes north of Boston. So I'm not as people would say, well, you're not really from Boston. I'm not a Boston kid, but you know, with AAU and all that whole scene, I was in the city a ton, whether if it was for basketball, whether if it was for hanging out with friends, meeting mutual
Yeah.
friends. That's just how it was. So in the 8th grade, my parents decided to send me to a boarding school in New Hampshire that, you know, obviously was known for basketball. I went to Tilton School, but it was right next to Brewster, New Hampton,
Okay.
all those hot spots for New Boston kids or Massachusetts kids or New England's kids that were good at basketball to go play.
Yeah.
And I didn't go for basketball. It was just for strictly school because I was struggling paying attention in class in public school, and my public school had no walls. So they were like, "This isn't really
Dang.
going to work. We need to
Bro.
send you up to a place." And prep schools now are like $64,000 a year. When I was going, it was like 38. So I
Yeah.
mean, I was well off, but my parents couldn't like just afford that off the rip, you know? So
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to, you know, my mom's side of the family who lives up in this area is real supportive of me. And a bunch of them didn't have any kids at that point, and they basically were like, we'd love to pitch in to help with George's education. So basically my whole family was paying for me to go to Tilton. I only got like $5,000 in. And the next year, I was a sophomore, and I eventually started to play more. I got more minutes. We ended up winning a national championship. I was there with Alex Oriaki, Jamal Coombs, Gerard Coleman, a bunch of BABC guys. And that's when, you know, I hopped on the scene with AAU. I was Expressions with Todd asked me to come play AAU with them. I went to a tryout. I think I ended up joining BABC before they got back to me about the tryout, and then I ended up playing with BABC the rest of my career. And Leo Papillo, who's known as, you know, the basketball godfather, in Boston, recommended me in my sophomore year to stay back another year because, you know, just how young I was from my grade and different things like that. And so I did that. And I went to Tilton. I was like, hey, we're going to stay back another year, you know, just for development purposes, you know, even, how do I say this? Even in the classroom to help me mature and on the court. And I basically, people don't know this story, but Tilton was like, well, not the headmaster, but the financial aid office was like, if you expected, you know, Tilton to pay for this, then, you know, maybe you should think twice about, you know, repeating a grade. And my mom was real offended by this. So we actually went down with Coach Hart down in St. Andrew's, the St. Andrew's school, and did a tour down there and tried to make it work there, you know, because we were figured Tilton wasn't going to make it work, and maybe I was going to have to switch schools. And, you know, the headmaster came up to me and was like, to my mom, how can we make this work? And we eventually came to a number that was, you know, reasonable. And from there on out, you know, my basketball career kind of took off. You know, I've always been a personable kid, but Boston has always been like the home for me with basketball, whether it's playing at the Reggie Lewis Center, whether if it's playing at Harvard, pickup, or going to watch the Chill Will tournament, you know, hooping down at, you know, Washington Park. I mean, there's just been so many experiences where if I didn't have basketball, I would never be in those areas. If I didn't have basketball, I would never be in Roxbury. If I never had, you know, had basketball, I wouldn't be in Dorchester, Mattapan, you know what I mean? Even West Roxbury, you know, I mean, it's brought me to a lot of different places and met a lot of different people, whether if they were basketball players or they were people that were, you know, had a rough upbringing. I met a lot of cool people through basketball of just being in the city and being a part of the BABC organization.
Definitely. That's honestly dope, man, because a lot of people don't know about that. Reggie Lewis Center, you know, Washington Park. You know what I'm saying? I used to play at Lena Park. That's where I was balling at. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
So a lot of people don't know the great spots and how genuine the ball game is there in Massachusetts. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people like New York, but we have some hoopers in Boston. You know what I'm saying? So we be at Franklin Park. You know what I'm saying? Playing BNBL. You know what I'm saying? I was on a couple of teams for BNBL. You feel me? So,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely good times coming up around that time. You know, it's changed a lot now, obviously, you know, from back then, but those are the good days. You feel me?
No, 100%. I don't think people understand. Like, people are like, well, how come so many people come out of New York? This, that, and the other. Like, all right, New York is so much bigger, and they have so many more organizations and programs. Like, they're taking them out of the city. Like, BABC, we might have a kid from Rhode Island. We might have a kid from Maine. We're northern Massachusetts, where it's like the kids from the city have to make it work with, like, what other team? What other team? It was like not Middlesex Magic, but there's a couple other Boston teams, like the Boston Spartans. You had to make it work with them, where we had a Nike team, so we had a budget to travel all over the country, where these teams didn't have that same luxury.
who was it, like the Yellow Jackets too?
Yeah.
That was the other one. That team, they were dominating too. But yeah, it's definitely good times, and we always gonna rep home no matter what, And you
For
Boston
sure.
to me, you Boston to me. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Hey,
glad I got stamped. I'm glad I got
you
stamped.
stamped. You're stamped already. You already know what it is. You come through Dorchester, Mattapan, Roxbury, you good with me. You feel me?
Say less. Say less.
So obviously you talked about that. Just talk about the transition you made in the process for Iowa State. Excuse me.
Oh, from high school to Iowa
Yeah.
State. You know, I mean, living at a boarding school really helped me like grow up. Like, there's been a couple of times, like, where I've been in college, being like, I was so thankful that I had the experience at boarding school, so college just was pretty seamless to me. And obviously, my experience at Iowa State was amazing. I mean, I couldn't have drawn it up any better. My experience at the Tilton School was amazing too. I met a ton of great people, just like I did out at Iowa State. But I mean, when I went to boarding school, I had to learn how to do my laundry on my own. I had to learn for things. I wasn't just going to be woken up by my mom and told I need to go to school. And there would have been repercussions if I was late at boarding school,
Yeah.
where you're not allowed certain freedoms if you're late, different things like that. The real like welcome to life moment was I was 14 years old as a freshman. I was living in my own room, and I had to do laundry for the first time. And everybody knows the story. You don't mix the whites with the colors, and you hit that one. You do that one once. So I had done that already, and I was like, all right, I'm not doing that. I'm separating them. But then, like, you don't appreciate how, like, your parents, like, literally, or that your washer and dryer was, like, right next to you, and they'd be like, hey, go get the laundry. You'd be like, ah. Whereas in prep school, like, you might have to walk, like, 3 buildings down, and you know how it is in New England in the fall. It's real cold, so
it's cold.
I mean, you got to bundle up to go get your stuff, then put it in the dryer, and then better hope someone else doesn't move your stuff. So I just was real lazy. This is kind of a dirtbag story for me to tell, but
you good? You good?
Yeah. So after a while, I went down, put it in the dryer. Didn't get it that day, didn't get it the next day, the day after that. And I caught someone around school wearing like one of my polos, and I was like, "Dang! Like, I really need to get it together, because like this is ridiculous." So that was a welcome to life moment. But the transition wasn't too tough for me. I was used to waking up playing against some of the best talent. Like Brewster had Will Barton, Mitch McGarry, Jakar Sampson. I mean, Noah Vonleh was at New Hampton. Jared Terrell was at New Hampton. Shabazz Napier, Wayne Selden was on my team. So every night, it was a new NBA or not. And I had the number 1 player in the country on my team, Nerlens Noel. So it wasn't too much of a transition for me, but there was a lot more freedom. Like in prep school, they wasn't letting you go out. Like college, you could really go out every night, and nobody's going to tell you stop or don't do this. And if you don't go to classes, I went to a state school, so my first college class I walked into was 300 people. So I could have easily not shown up. I went to a boarding school where there's only 10 people in there. So if you didn't show up, you were getting called out. So honestly, the toughest transition was probably just how magnified college basketball is, where it's like the weights every morning, this is like a new intensity where it's like you thought you were going hard in high school, you were the best one, you could get away with not going that hard. But you had to go hard every time in college, because there's guys that are older than you that are grown men, basically.
Definitely, yeah. Nah, that makes sense. Because that daily grind in college is insane. I've seen it, especially being out here in Oklahoma, seeing these guys. Your boy Joe's in here. He said stop yelling though, so we need you to stop yelling.
Man, Joe Ingles always got something to say, man.
But yeah, definitely wanted to bring that up. Talk about the transition though you made from college to the NBA, and the first couple of years was it was definitely a little rough. I feel like now you finally found your footing, man. So just talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I had a successful college career, and I thought I knew more than I actually knew. And there's so much to learn in the NBA. The game is different. The schemes are different. The overall size and just everything is just different than college, you know.
Uh-huh.
So it took me a little while to get the hang of that. You know, I was blessed to be drafted 50th by the Indiana Pacers, but that was short lived. I got cut, and then really had to get it get it going in the G League. But that was the best thing for me, man. A lot of guys are against the G League, but I really got to grow and feel like what it felt like to be a real professional. Like I came up with a routine and did that every day. So no matter what, if I was tired, upset, happy, I was still going to continue to step in the right direction and get better just through this like routine. And I was just come in the gym, get treatment, get my shots up, lift weights after practice, ice after practice, and go home.
Yeah.
And once I stuck with that routine, I mean, my career just started to take off. I was playing real well in the G League. I was lucky enough to get one of those two-way contracts. And then I got signed with the Jazz. And when you have an organization that, you know, wanted to really believe in you,
Yeah.
It makes you want to work that much harder just because you've always believed in yourself. But when someone else like that believes in you, it gives you that extra motivation. Not saying that it should, but it did for me.
Nah, I got you. Everybody has their own personal, their own personal battles and personal goals they want to achieve. So having a team, have your back and really want to invest in you, you know what I'm saying, and invest that time in you, because this is a business. So at the end of the day, if you ain't cutting it, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna be like, go back to the G League, or we gotta cut you in general. You know what I'm saying? So the
Right.
fact that they have so much patience with you, it definitely shows now, and you could tell that it's starting to pay off for them as well, the way you've been playing. So that's definitely a win-win situation that you're in, and you can tell you feel at home too, the way just your body language. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I mean, you've seen me the last 3 years. I went from not playing to playing a little bit to being in the rotation. It's just, getting comfortable. And once you feel comfortable and you know where you're supposed to be and you know where other people are supposed to be, things get a lot easier. I see your guy, Track Guy '06, shouting you out. Cam Lard,
Yes,
what
sir.
up?
Yes, sir.
Sean Whitaker, we played middle school basketball together. We got everybody up in here.
Yeah. Hey, it's gonna be a Boston love fest in here. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is too. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I had a couple of people in here from Charlestown earlier too, so they're gonna
Oh,
be
for
poking.
real?
They're gonna be poking in here.
You have Paul Becklands up in here? I used to watch him as a youngin'. He could go.
I ain't have him in here, so now I had my boy Philip Jean. He played on that back to back. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
for real?
He was in the building earlier, so they
Oh,
definitely
dang.
we got some people in here, definitely.
That's what's up.
Yeah. What would you say has been your biggest accomplishment in your young career so far? Obviously, we know what the main goal is. You know what I'm saying? But what can you say honestly has been that biggest moment for you?
I think getting back into the league, like after I had that two-way contract, and I mean, obviously I had some great college accolades, but as you know, like you kind of leave that at the door when you get to the NBA, because that people don't. I wouldn't say people don't really value it, but it doesn't really hold that much weight in the NBA. But once I was on a two-way to get an NBA contract and kind of produce, that was huge for me because after I got cut, I really didn't know. I was like, damn, is that the last time I'm going to get an opportunity to really go and live out my dream? And so that was tough for me. So when I got back, I like put pressure on myself, like, you're never going back there. Like, you need to sustain this. Like if you're fighting a bully, like you just ain't going to stop till he stops. You know what I mean? So that's really how I felt. And that's kind of how I attack every day, where it's like, someone's coming for my job. Every year there's 60 new picks. Someone's coming for my job. So if I'm not getting better, I'm getting worse because someone else is getting better, and I can't afford for them to catch me because who knows, I might not get a third opportunity to try to crack another team again.
Nah, I definitely feel that. You got to stay hungry. You know what I'm saying? Definitely got to stay hungry, but at the same time, stay humble too.
Yes,
so
sir.
yeah,
Sure.
you see my boy Phil in there. My boy Phil in there. He came in here. He said C-Town love. Yes,
yeah,
he was a part of that. You know what I'm saying? We got some Boston Hoopers in.
They know. I remember I went to go see Charlestown play against Andover High School when I was younger. They were playing at Madison Park.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, it was live, man. There
Yeah.
ain't no fans like the ones that come out of Boston. That's for sure.
For real. For real. Who would you say is your funniest teammate college? And who was your funniest teammate in college? And obviously, I'm assuming Joe would probably be the funniest one in the league right
Oh
now. But
yeah.
just go ahead with those two.
Uh, I've had some real funny teammates. Actually, two of them are down there with you in OKC. Abdul Nader and Deontay Burton.
Yeah,
They don't show off their personality,
they definitely
but
don't.
yeah. But behind closed doors, those dudes are some of the funniest dudes ever. Like I remember we were getting a new coach, and Deontay said something like, "If he don't want this, somebody gonna want this body. Somebody gonna pay for this." So I just thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And dang, I'm trying to think of some good. DeAndre Kane was a real funny teammate of
Okay.
mine. He was pretty solid. Not too many people know him, but right now, I'll have to say Rudy's pretty funny. Oh, Jordan Clarkson. Nah, Jordan Clarkson is
Jordan
up
Clarkson.
there with some of the fun. Like, I've never seen this dude have a bad day ever. He is always joking, laughing,
That's
playing.
tough.
One of the best dudes ever, man. Joe Ingles is definitely ragging on people the most, but Jordan Clarkson's the funniest dude for sure.
I got you. Okay. That you know what? I've been around Clarkson a couple of times. You know, he's always goofing, positive vibes. You know what I'm saying? I never see him down, so you're right about that.
Yeah,
You're definitely
fact.
right.
Positive
But I
vibes, like
mean,
you said.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The crazy thing is, with Deontay and Abdul, like you're right. I don't really get to see that. You know what I'm saying? Because the media side, they're not gonna really show it as much. I'm cool with them both. You know what I'm saying? I don't have issues with and stuff on Instagram, but it's just one of those where it's like I don't get the chance to see it as much. But I definitely gonna have to see how funny they are in the future.
Yeah, yo, but like when high school, Nerlens was the funniest. Nerlens was one of
Okay, Nerlens.
the
Okay.
funniest dudes on our team, for sure. Whether if he was singing, rapping, picking
Yeah.
out, he used to have a flat top, but if he was
Yeah,
picking
yeah, that
out
flat
gas,
top. Yep.
man, he was funny. We had a lot of fun with BABC and Tillin.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, Nerlens cool. Me and Nerlens, we definitely chop it up and stuff like that. He show a lot of love too.
Great
Um,
dude.
what I wanted to know was what's your top three movies all time, and what's your top three? I love that hoodie too, bro. I love that hoodie.
Hey
Uh,
man, someone
yes
dropped it
sir,
off.
yes sir. Top three movies and top three music artists that you rock to.
Uh, I I think Step Brothers,
That's mine. That's in there too.
Wedding Crashers,
Okay.
and all the Bourne movies. I like a little action and a little comedy. So
Okay.
those would definitely be my top three. And then artists I'm rocking with. I gotta throw my. I'll start from three to one.
Okay.
I gotta support my local guy. He's from Rhode Island. I don't know if you heard of him, Mike Stud. He kind of has like a
Okay.
Post Malone-ish vibe. Um, you know, I like listening to like the Lil Uzi, Lil Baby, but I mean, I I can't really relate to some of the stuff that they're saying, so I don't. I
Yeah.
like listening to them, but they're not gonna be in my top five. You
The
know what I
top
mean?
five.
So I
Okay.
got Mike Stud, Post Malone, and then Drake. I mean, what he's doing is, I mean, I just like the fact that you could switch it up, going from rapping about talking about something to getting hype music, club music, and then
Yeah.
you could go like an R&B track that what I mean,
Yeah. Slow
people
it down for
are
the
really
ladies.
feeling.
Yeah. 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 Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
no, for sure. And I feel
But
like the three guys that are along with like Post Malone, Mike said, I feel like all of them, are something that I feel like they could do a little bit of the same of that.
that makes sense. What was your favorite? One of your favorite tracks on Drake's newest project? I like losses. I
Woo!
like losses.
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you on that. Mine is either Deep Pockets or Timeless. I'm outside in the AMG,
That
right
joint's tough.
outside.
That joint's tough.
TT.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That
Now
joint go hard though.
losses go in. Is that the one? No,
That's the
that's
one
not
that
the one with
starts off
Future,
with
is
it.
it?
That's the one that starts off with his dad in the beginning, and then the beat just dropped, and he just
Oh
come in and start
yeah,
spitting. He come in and start
yeah.
spitting. So,
Hey,
I
and the thing is as people try to get on Drake about like not really writing his own stuff, but it's like you can't deliver like he delivers, so it doesn't even matter.
it don't
Like,
matter. It don't matter. Yeah, it don't even matter. You know, because you can come with the hardest bars ever, but at the same time, his delivery and then the following he has is just gonna beat you no matter what. It don't even matter.
man, it's crazy, bruh. It really is.
I didn't look when Drake and Meek were going at it. I didn't know who to pick. You know what I'm saying? Because I rock with both of them heavy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Meek got some hype. Like when I was growing up and playing AAU, I used to listen to "I'm a Boss" before every game.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He
Meek's
had
a
some
beat.
heat.
That's my guy right there. I would say Meek. For me, it'd be Meek, Drake, and who would I put in there for that third one? Ryan Leslie.
Ooh, all as for Prez.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Not a lot of people know about him. Not you know what I'm saying? He's
Hey,
underrated. He's underrated.
he got that.
Underrated.
He got that "Take Your Girl" music.
He do got that take your
Hey,
girl.
I would put The Weeknd in there too because he got some. He got some real good tracks. He's helped me have some heck of a nights.
Yeah.
Some heck of a
Nah.
night for
Yeah,
sure.
weekend's cold too.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, what would you say is your top sneakers that you got in your rotation or just favorites overall?
All right. So I'll just go over what Jay's like. I like obviously.
Okay.
I'm a threes guy. Like threes are, my favorite shoe.
Okay.
Whether if it's the True Blues. But then my second favorite would be the ones, right? I
Okay.
mean the bread ones. I'm all about those. Then I'll go with I want to say 11s, but that I felt like everybody was too like
Everybody says it. Yeah.
yeah, what I mean, like I was on the Cool Grays, I was on the Breads, I was on the Concords, I was on the Space Jams,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna have to go. My next favorite would have to be the Playoff 12s or the Playoff or Cherry 12s. Like if you had those
Okay.
in high school,
Yeah.
you was like it was like, yo, where'd you get those?
Facts. I
And
don't know if you remember when we had to go down to whatchamacallit. Dang it. I forgot it off the top of my head just now. Dang, it's downtown. It was like rainbows. It was like a spot
Bodega,
that, huh?
Bodega.
Bodega's always good. I'm gonna remember Bodega. It's like
Oh
I
yeah,
forget the name of it off the top. Dang, it just slipped my mind. It was like
yeah.
candy. It was like candy something. I forget the name of it, but it was like a store downtown, and they had nothing but J's on the wall like crazy, man. I went to Cathedral, so we used to skip school. You know what I'm saying? Just to be able to go and get the J's and then come back for class. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that's
Kids,
hilarious.
kids don't do that at home. But anyway,
Yeah. It was a different time back then. It was a different time back then.
different time, definitely was, but so many. What about your rotation though? What's something that you pull out on the casual, or what's something? Obviously, I seen you in the Kyrie fives on the court. Just talk
Yeah,
about some of the stuff that you like.
on the court, I was a real big fan of the Kyrie shoe. Like I wore the ones in college. I didn't wear the twos. Uh, threes. I had a stint with. Fours and fives though.
Yeah.
That's what I was hooping in. I go to Nike ID design like 3-4 pairs.
Okay.
Wear those. I played with Paul George, so I had his first pair,
Okay.
and this year I've been rocking with the Giannis's. Now off the court, like I said, Air Max 95s, Air
Okay.
Max 90s. I haven't really got back into the Air Force thing, but I love
It's coming.
I love because that's a little too gangster for me. You know what I mean? You walk in there with some mids or some highs or even some lows,
Yeah.
you really making a statement.
That's true.
But I love the low top one, even what Travis Scott was doing with his.
Yeah.
The Travis Scotts are definitely in my rotation. So I would have to say the Travis. Obviously, I'll throw a Jordan one in there. I'll wear my bread ones all the time. And now my True Blue threes. and I'm gonna have to go. You know, I rarely bring them out, but the playoff 12s when they
Okay.
make an appearance, I throw them in my rotation.
That's what's up. Yeah, that's definitely. I mean, that's a cold shoe. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh,
my first shoe I had was the flu games. Those were
oh,
the first
for real?
one. That was the first pair of J's I ever had in my life. You know what I'm saying? It was the flu games.
Dang, you start off like that. You know what mine were? Mine were the military fours.
The military fours, well, I remember
The
those too. You're talking about probably like the 2006 or 7
yeah.
when they came out. Yeah, yep. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, my first ones was OGs. I think it was like 98 or something, like 90, 97, 98 flu games. Yeah. And I got them because I had good grades.
Dang.
I had good grades and my pops got them from me. You know what I'm saying? That was it. That was it. The crazy part is that was the first pair of
Oh,
J's. That was the first pair of J's, and then I didn't get a pair of J's until probably like my cathedral years, 2003 or 2004. So I had like a drought. I had a Jordan drought for the longest.
yeah. You was always envying those kids that pops got them one literally
Yep,
like
yep.
every 2 weeks. See, because you don't really become hip to the game. Like, you don't really know the numbers till you like get your first pair. You know what I mean? Or like
Exactly,
you have a
exactly.
friend that got a pair. Because when I got the fours, I'm like, oh, let me see what other ones I could get. You know what I mean? There was like Year of the Rabbit sevens, Olympic sevens.
Yeah,
You know,
they had it. Yeah.
then like cool gray nines. Like you,
I love the cool grays.
yeah. No, the cool grays and all of them, man. And I've become a Forest fan over
There you go.
over the years.
Come on over. Come on over. That's my
That's
favorite
your
one.
favorite shoe?
That's my favorite one. Jordan
Yo,
4.
they go tough with every outfit. My senior night, I wore some fours.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm loving. I even like the metallic pack they got coming out with the white and green, the white and purple,
Ooh,
white and blue, white and
tough,
red, all of those.
tough.
Yeah, for real. The Jordan 4 Lightning is the one shoe I'm trying to get my hands on, and I haven't found my size cheaper than probably like 25 grand. I mean 2,500, 2,500,
Dang.
2,500. So I haven't found it. Only I think I found one and it was pre-owned, but it was like 1,700. I don't do pre-owned stuff though. I can't do that.
Get CP to send you a pair, dog, and then tell him to send me one.
Man, CP be stingy with his, man. Trust me. The crazy
And
thing is me and CP we're the same size too.
oh, you might have to go fishing in that locker, killer.
Man. It's tough for the media to go fishing though. That's the problem.
Yeah, you gotta
It's
watch
tough.
your boundaries, huh?
You gotta watch your boundaries because you don't know who, is watching you at the same time. You just you gotta be professional,
No,
And
I feel you.
now if a player comes up to you and is like, hey, here you go, that's different.
Right, nah, for
That's
sure.
totally different. You gotta start winking and giving certain signals like, come on, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you know the drill. Come on, stop playing.
Yeah, for real. Anytime I see PG, I'm like, hey man, what's up, man? How you doing? How's life? You know what I'm saying? Just trying to see him, like, yo, Trav, I got you. Don't worry. I'm like, all right, cool, we good. But PG, honestly, he's the first athlete that really really held me down. Like he would send me packages of his shoes, and I would get like big boxes of like Nike packages. Just come to the crib, the whole track suits, all that. Like you know what I'm saying? So like me and P go,
That's
me,
love.
me and P go way back to when I was covering the Celtics, and every time the Pacers used to come through, we already like established that a long time ago. I was interviewing P before he was even thought of when Danny Granger was the guy. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
for
So
real?
yeah, so by the time he became the guy, then I was already on the train. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's tough from an athlete standpoint because you don't want to be rocking with someone that just want to hop on because
Yeah,
you solid. You know what I mean?
exactly.
And Paul's a great dude, man. I got to play one season with him in Indiana. He was the best, man. One of the best teammates that I've ever had.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to PG, man. He just had his birthday. Just joined
Yeah,
34
30,
too. He just
30.
turned
You
30.
old dog. Them like gone.
Yeah, he just turned 30, so shout out to him for that. Definitely. But yeah, honestly, like I look back at the sneaker game and I'm like, it's totally different now. You know what I'm saying? Back then you had to camp out, you know what I'm saying? You had to do different things. Now it's like they got the apps and everything. So that kind of take away, that hunt for the shoe that you want. You know what I'm saying?
But people was dying over Jordans, man.
Yeah, they were. They were. And they still are. We just don't know it as much. You know what I'm saying? But they still
Yeah.
are. You be seeing those You be seeing those Jordan 11 mall runs and stuff when people
Oh
go
my
crazy.
God. Hey, I
They
need
be
to
going
get my
crazy.
hands on some cool gray 11s. Like when Meek said, I'm swagging out of my cool grays. No LL, but these cool J's.
Cool J's, yep.
Oh,
Let me find out. Like a bald head. I'm too paid. Come on.
I'm too paid. I'm too high. George, the whole crew.
Yes.
Man,
Facts. Let me find out, man. I gotta make sure. Yeah, let me see. You got some meek in you. I see you. What
man,
up?
that was my guy. Hey, man, tell why Zusa, get up on out of here with that.
Who's up in here acting crazy?
He said OKC in 5 versus Utah. Man, we ain't gonna
Oh
be
man.
doing any of that up in here.
Man. Facts only.
Ah, man, how I get the X button up on that?
Nah. Hey man, hey, you know what? If it does start off, which I think if it does start off, it'll be us two. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know, may the best team win. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you this though. Rudy and your boy Donovan gonna have a chip on their shoulder. They really are. So I
What
know
you mean? What you mean?
I'm just saying. I think they're gonna come out the gate like, let's go, like, you know what I'm saying, because of this whole
Facts,
situation.
facts.
So
Yeah. No, that was blown out of proportion, dog. I mean, I don't know who did that, but I mean,
yeah,
obviously nobody had no real knowledge of the coronavirus and what
yeah,
was going to happen and different things like that. But those two are great individuals, and
yeah,
I think both. I mean, I know both of them want to win just
yeah,
as bad as the other one wants to win. And then when you kind of like splash the media in there, and then articles coming out that like
yeah,
they haven't talked when like we were told not to speak on it, and they had already talked and different things like that. It's like you want to say something, but it's like it's their business. You know what I mean? At the end of the day,
yeah.
the NBA is like, I ain't gonna speak on another person's business. So it
Mm-hmm.
was sad that the media kind of portrayed it like that because they didn't have anything else to talk about, and the
Yeah,
fact that the media made it seem like Rudy was like the cause of like the
yeah,
whole thing to be shut down. Because to be honest with you, I bet you like 50 to 60% of the league had it, and you know what I mean, like, and it passed through, and nobody knew about it because nobody really knew,
yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
Nobody really knew. You're right.
Because I remember there was a time in here I was like early February, dog, headache, sore throat, you know what I mean, fever, and I'm like, I definitely got the flu. They're like, you don't got the flu,
Yeah,
but I was still rolling around other, you know what I mean? So
yeah. That makes sense. Yeah,
yeah, so
they're
shit, you
gonna.
might have had it and pass it on to someone on your side.
You crazy, man. You you crazy. But my thing is, like I said, they're gonna have a chip on their shoulder because they want to prove everybody wrong. Like, no, we got this. We're a true team. We can get it done, and everything like that. I think overall, you know, it's gonna be a good series regardless. You know what I'm saying? I think you guys versus us is gonna be good regardless. I want to see it happen. You know what I'm saying? So
Jazz and 5, right?
I ain't saying that. You ain't gonna have me saying that. Last thing I need. Last thing I need is some Thunder people up in here, and I get caught up. But
Yeah.
as long as you know what, I got the jersey on right now, so I can't I can't do that. I can't defend. So you know what it
Yeah.
is, man. Who was the just switching over and transitioning? Who was that one player that you was looking forward to going at, you know, in the league, as far as just like a challenge or somebody you looked up to or somebody that you was like, man, I really want to, you know, just see how it is to go at this person.
You know, actually, I've always looked up to Kevin Love. So, I mean,
Okay.
I never really got to play him when he was with the years of the Cavaliers when they were real good.
Yeah.
But I recently got to play him this year, and you know, I mean, I've always respected his game. Being, I don't want to say overweight, but like when I was younger and overweight, and you know, was
Mm-hmm.
skilled, that's who I really looked up to. So going up against him was really cool. He's someone that I've always respected, and Melo. You know, I
Yeah.
didn't get to play him when he was in Oklahoma City because I wasn't playing. But when when we played him this year or we played him in Houston, and then I played him this year when he was in Portland. He's just always someone that since college, you know, when he
Yeah.
was at Syracuse, that's someone
Syracuse,
that
yep.
I looked up to and was like, dang, this guy can really do it in a different facet.
I got you. Who's somebody that you go to or somebody that comes to you for advice that you're really close to that a lot of people don't know?
Dang, that's a good question. That's a
You know,
real
because
good
because
question.
at the end of the day, it's a fraternity. You know what I'm saying? So everybody has that one person that they go to or somebody that they can lean on. I know as a reporter, I lean on some of the guys like Mark Spears and Vince Goodwell, and you know what I'm saying. I talk to a lot of different reporters when I need a, if I'm like, hey, I want to break something, but I don't know if I can or what's the right time, or you know what I'm saying.
Right. No, I feel you. I mean, there's a lot of people that have helped me on my journey. You know, when I was in Indiana, I don't know if people know him, but Rodney Stuckey was always there, and
Yep.
Jeff Teague took great care of me. Him and Al Jefferson, just those dudes like really like rapped with me and really showed me the game, because when you come into here, it's either you got to figure it out the hard way on your own, or someone could be like, hey, don't do this, like do this. So Jeff Teague always made sure I was good. As long as I got him some Dove soap on every road trip, I was good. Rodney Stuckey, we had haircut Fridays at Rodney Stuckey, so I was getting haircuts for free over at his crib. And Al Jefferson, if I made sure to bring a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich on every road trip to on the bus for shoot around, he always took care of me.
That's
and then going forward, I would have to say Kyle Korver, when I played with him while he was here.
Yeah.
Jay Crowder, Boston Cat. Shout out to Jay. Joe Ingles, and in Utah, a lot of us young guys really stick together. Royce, Donovan, me, Grayson Allen when he was here.
Yeah.
Jordan Clarkson. We all have like a real close knit group and a tight bond.
Nah, definitely not. That's definitely dope. My thing is, sometimes, players, they don't like to talk to, how superstitious is, like with Giannis, he's like, I don't want to work out with nobody in the summer because I don't want them to know my moves. Certain players like that. So I didn't know if you had any players that you was close to like that you actually, could lean on and stuff like that. So what was your rookie hazing moment, I guess, in the league, and who was it? Did you get popcorn or something? Like what was that moment for you?
Nah, I never get popcorn. I just remember in Indiana, I had to get donuts every road trip. I think it was donuts from this place called Long's Donuts, which didn't take credit cards, only took cash. Like say like the arena was here, the airport was here, the donut place was over here. So if I didn't go get it in the morning, I had to go all the way over here and then make it back to the plane. But I say the worst like hazing moment I really had was either when we were in New York and I had to go get someone like rubbing alcohol and Epsom salt, or like, you know what I mean? And just like didn't get a chance to pregame nap, or that I had to do like, they have like those fan fest things. I had to do like the, what's that juju on that beat?
Yeah.
I had to do that. I'd do that dance in like a onesie Ninja Turtle outfit.
That's funny. That's definitely.
Yeah, but I didn't have no backpack. I didn't have nothing like that. So that was cool.
Good. I always wanted to know what happened if you didn't do it.
Oh no, I've seen someone get popcorn. I've seen some wild. I've seen some wild stuff. I've seen them make rookies carry bags all the way up the stairs and 20 floors of hotels. I seen rookies have to not eat on flights because they forgot to get. It gets
That's
hectic.
Crazy. That's definitely crazy.
But if you do what you're supposed to do, like they'll take care of you. You know what I mean? They'll give you $500 for going to get like groceries. You know what I mean? Like you taking care of it. You just got to do it.
You just got to do it. That makes sense. I wanted to give you the chance to just talk about what you've been doing during the quarantine, and have you been, do you got the hoop in the backyard, and what's the whole process with that, and also talk about the podcast that you got going as well.
Yeah, no. So I got a hoop up on the roof of my apartment building, so that's been pretty solid. Yeah, we on the roof with it, just like right across from the TD Garden, man.
Okay, you living legendary over there.
Stop that! Is this solid, or I had to charge my phone? It was dying.
Oh, you like sideways? There you go. You good?
Yeah. So Yeah, no. So that has been solid. I mean, it's been tough. Like I said, I live in an apartment, so I don't really have room to just roam around. I started thinking to myself like, man, maybe I should get a house. But never will you ever be stuck in a house like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, at least I hope not. And the Drive and Dish podcast, kind of just came about because they called me the minivan because one time I had a chance to go up and dunk it, and I just laid it up, and they're like, why didn't you go up and dunk it? And I was like, man, listen, I'm not like you guys. I'm not a Ferrari engine. I'm more like a minivan. It takes me a couple laps around the block before I get going.
That's dope.
Yeah, so that's what that came from. And I went to a broadcast. The MBPA offered a broadcasting school, and I really enjoyed that. And I just wanted to kind of tap in. You know what I mean? I had a lot of free time. I was losing my mind because, I couldn't work. I couldn't work out. I didn't have a bike or weights until they decided to deliver one to us. And it just got real tough, man. It was tough for me to, stay motivated. So I figured if I could tap in and try to pursue or do something that I had a passion for, I could, really stay focused. And I've got a bunch of cool people on. I've had Jordan Clarkson, Donovan, Mike Conley, Amy Rodriguez, who played on the women's U.S. national team that won 2 gold medals. I got the mayor of Salt Lake. I got our chef on there. So there's been some, Brian Russell, before the Jordan documentary, he came on. And I was like, dang, I wish I would have had you get on after, because you know what I mean? Because
that would have made sense, yeah.
Like, you got to see a little bit more of Jordan than I got to see of Jordan.
Yeah.
Because, like, dudes didn't really know. Like, Kobe was, like, my generation, where I got to see, like, the work after, like, him and Shaq and him continue to work, especially against the Celtics. Like, you got to grow up seeing, like, how Jordan was really doing it.
Yeah,
so, it's been good. The podcast has been dope. Like I don't know, you said, we've talked about it before, where you just want to show the people from Boston or from Massachusetts, because like New York kind of takes over that area. You want to show that like our area can do it the same. I know you guys have a lot of entertainers, comedians, basketball players, but like, no, we're not that far off. You know what I mean?
Definitely. That was the whole thing, and I always show love to everybody from Boston, definitely in the league. It's like, a lot of people think that it's just that tri-state area. You know what I'm saying? It's like New England got some hoopers, so that was one of the things I definitely wanted to showcase and be able to, just talk to them and let y'all know, you know what I'm saying? We all here, you know what I'm saying? We support y'all, but at the same time, we know what y'all went through coming up too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing, so I did get the chance to see from MJ, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely saw the whole Kobe, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I got that middle part of MJ though. You know what I'm saying? Like that in between that. I got that baseball Jordan, and then I got you know what I'm saying? So but
you got to see it, because I was only like 5 years old. You know, so I only remember like my dad telling me like Utah's about to play the Bulls, this, that, and the other. You got to actually like be like 10 years old and like take it in.
Yeah. I definitely took it in with my pops and stuff. I remember we went over one of my dad's friends' houses in Academy Homes in Roxbury, and we were sitting there watching that game 6. And definitely was crazy, man.
It was a push-off.
Hey, I know Brian's your boy, so I'm gonna let you say that.
Nah, but he even said you can't call that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can't. You definitely can't. It is what it is. And now he got a shot. He got a shoe after him, the last shot. That's crazy. I should have brought up to him.
Yo, that really, I didn't want to like throw it in his face, because I'm sure all the interviews he does is after that. Yeah. But I asked him, I was like, yo, you really got to play with Kobe, because he remember when Karl Malone went over there, it was Gary Payton, Karl Malone, Kobe, I think was Shaq. Was that the last year there was with Shaq? I think so.
It could have been.
Yeah.
I remember that whole little that squad, and they was like, this is the last hurrah.
Yeah. And so he got to play with Jordan, against Kobe, with Jordan, because he was there with the Wizards, and then with Kobe. So I was like, that's like, when would you ever get to do that in your lifetime? You know what I mean?
That's true. Definitely. I mean, he definitely he lived a good life on that. You know what I'm saying? That's basketball royalty right there. So, you know,
no money could buy that.
You know what I'm saying? So he had Malone Stockton, yeah, Malone Stockton, Jordan, and Kobe.
And
So yeah,
Shaq.
he definitely had it. Yeah. Yeah, yep. And he had Shaq. Yep. Crazy, man. Well, we're gonna wrap it up, man. Anything you wanna leave for the Utah fans? I see they're in here, they're parading in here. So anything you wanna say to them,
Yeah,
and
go ahead.
anything you wanna leave for everybody?
I just want to tell the Utah fans we're gonna be back sooner than you think. I'm excited to get on the court, whether if it's in front of your TVs or if they let you guys in, whichever's safe. On that note, everybody stay safe, stay healthy. Take care of yourselves, take care of your family. And Travi, shout out to you for bringing me on here, man. I really appreciate that, man. You've been down since day one before I was even stepping foot on the court, and I appreciate you. You always got a friend of me, my brother.
I appreciate that, bro, and I appreciate you setting aside the time for me too, man. You know what I'm saying? We
Yes,
definitely
sir.
we gotta keep in touch, and I'm always gonna be here, man, like a big bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm always here.
Always.
If you need anything, holler at me. You already know what it is.
I appreciate you, dog.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'll see you in the playoffs.
100.
All right, bro. I
All right,
appreciate
bro.
you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all for coming through. My brother, he came through and shut it down, man. Appreciate y'all. I'm going to definitely have this up on YouTube, and I'm going to make sure we get it on the SNEAKERREPORTER.com. And, yeah, I appreciate you. And we're going to keep it going tomorrow night. I got a big guest for y'all tomorrow night. Anybody that's still watching, huge guest tomorrow. Not as big as George's, obviously, but at the end of the day, we definitely going to make it happen. So I appreciate y'all. Big guest tomorrow. Like I said, y'all keep it locked. SNEAKERREPORTER.com. I appreciate y'all. This is Travis. I'm signing out. Shout out to Big Phil in the building. And shout out to everybody that came through and showed some love to both of us, man. Utah, OKC, it don't matter. At the end of the day, I just want to see some basketball. So I appreciate y'all. One love. Yeah, now I can take the jersey off. You're right. I'm going to take it off. All right, later, y'all.